You know the old saying that neurotics build castles in the air, but psychotics actually... You know the old saying that neurotics build castles in the air, but psychotics actually move in?
Well, our daughter hasn't lived with us for quite some time.
And so we're hoping that she has one of those syndromes they come up with every other month, and that there's already a drug to cure it.
Well, not to worry. I have a PhD in adolescent psychology, and believe me, I have seen it all. Let's get into details. Specifically, what symptoms is she exhibiting?
Well, she spends every moment of every waking day in this fantasy world called the alternative online world. That's our avatar. And as you can see, it doesn't look anything like our dear, sweet, adorable daughter. And as you well know, it's not healthy for a young woman to base her self-esteem on the erotically explicit anatomy of characters in computer games.
If you let me get the cosmetic surgery I want, then the body image of my avatar would match my real-life body.
And it is also the parents' responsibility to let their daughter know that she is fine the way that she is.
I have to point out that it is perfectly normal for teenagers to experiment with different lifestyles while they're...
She even changed her name that I loved so much to her avatar's name, Michelle.
There should be a law that, like, when a kid turns 12, they're legally allowed to change their name so that they don't have to suffer through the embarrassment.
And another thing, none of her friends are in real life. Every single person she associates with is online.
Because everyone here is so boring. There, I get to hang out with hot rock stars and cool graffiti artists.
This sounds like a typical teenage struggle to find identity and assert independence. I have to say it's perfectly normal. There's nothing for you to worry about.
Nothing to worry about? She already has an alternative set of parents who...
Love me, support me, understand me.
And contradict everything that we say.
We knew raising a teenager was going to be a challenge. So we practiced for hours and hours, learning to stay calm and be understanding no matter what she told us. Like she was pregnant or a lesbian or, heaven forbid, decide to become a Republican. But how is any parent supposed to prepare for this?
Every book on parenting says that you have to set proper boundaries. Okay, I mean, would you let your daughter walk around with the body piercings and the tattoos and wear all the provocative clothing that her online parents let her wear?
No, but instead I'm forced to suffer the humiliation and wear this in public.
She even wanted a stripper pole in her bedroom, the kind that she has in her online bedroom.
Yeah, for exercise.
Oh.
And also, for some pocket change, she asked us if she could pose nude for an art class because the online parents let her do that too. And because she's underage, that would make us child pornographers.
My online parents think that the human body is beautiful, and they think that mine deserves to be in works of art.
Well, if this is a computer game, why don't you ask your computer parents to pluck computer money out of the air so they can buy you things in that world instead of you coming to ask me for stuff all the time?
Excuse me? Can we say something at this juncture?
Of course you may.
Oh, wait a damn minute. We're paying for this session. They have no business being here.
This is a family therapy session. We're part of the family. We have a right to add our input.
Ditto to that.
No. We don't know if they're even real or if they're just some figment of her imagination.
When we first ran into Michelle, here in the Second Life, she was hanging out with the wrong crowd and was shoplifting to buy drugs. But we took her under our wing. We had long talks with her, and now she has a great attitude, tons of cool friends, and is making straight A's in school.
Do you see how crazy this is? She got busted for shoplifting at an imaginary mall. And Coolville High? It's just a figment of somebody's imagination.
So can you imagine our surprise when we go to her parent-teacher conference at her real school? We found out that she hadn't been there in 5 months.
Excuse me, doctor, may I ask you a question?
Of course.
Would sane parents who think this is all a psychotic delusion enter that delusion and not only hire a detective to find out where their daughter was living, but break into said house and traumatize her for life by dragging her out into the street butt naked?
She was having sex with some guy, for crying out loud, while they were downstairs smoking pot.
And no human male should have equipment like that.
At least it was safe sex.
If you pick up Michelle's iPad, open it, I'll show you the pictures I took of them being hauled off to jail in handcuffs, their mug shots, the bail bond they had to put up to get out of jail, and of course, a copy of the restraining order.
It's a computer game, for crying out loud. It's not real. It's not real. It's not real. So now you see what we're dealing with. Please, can you help us?
Yes, I can. The two of you have a lot of big issues to work through. Are you free Tuesdays from 7 to 9?
Look, I get it. App and game developers keep coming up with software that makes fantasy worlds so much more exciting and enjoyable than our lives in the real world. Worlds that take our daydreams about becoming the world's greatest celebrity, or our successful efforts at world domination, or even our best sexual fantasies that put all porn movies to shame. But now it's time for billions of you to share this video and demand in the comments that software developers come up with apps that will make our real lives better than all those online lives those other software developers have come up with. Also, if you're a personal assistant to someone who owns a sizable app development company or sleeping with one, millions of us are begging you, do whatever you need to do to make sure they're aware of all the ideas for apps that we've come up with.